Number one means you're always on top.
Welcome back to the ClassEandTee show. I'm your girl, Erica.
And I'm your girl, Temeka.
And we are so happy that you guys are joining us again today. Listen, shout out to all our ride or die fans. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, we do.
Thank you. Listen, today's show is going to be about what, Temeka?
Colorism.
Yes.
Colorism is
something we need to talk about.
super like the topic for the week. Actually, for the past couple of weeks, so much stuff has been going on surrounding that topic. Had you ever really heard of colorism before?
I have. And so now, to be completely honest, unless I have experienced it and just didn't know, I have never experienced colorism, but I have seen it, of course, throughout my life. You know, it happens to people who are not a certain color tone. Let's talk about that. What's the definition of colorism?
Yes. So getting over to what it means. So colorism basically is discrimination based on the skin color. It's also another word is called shadeism. It's a form of prejudice and discrimination in which people are treated differently based on the social meanings attached to skin color.
Right.
So just a good example of what colorism was from way back when is the term field Negroes versus house Negroes. If you were a lighter skin tone, you got an opportunity to work in the house and not be in the sun all the time. If you were a darker skinned Negro, then you had to work in the sun, in the field, risk having heat strokes and just different things like that.
Hard labor.
Yes, hard labor. Absolutely. And then there was, I guess this thing came up sometime, after slaves, I don't know, after slavery, whatever, is there was a paper bag test.
Wow.
If you were darker than the paper bag test, then you just kind of was like put on the back burner. You weren't really accepted. If you were lighter than a paper bag, girl, it's just crazy. Now, my question, what do you think about this? Do you think that colorism is so prevalent in our community, as in meaning the Black community, or do you think it's something that every nationality faces?
Every nationality faces it. Now it's more prevalent in the African American community, but even like Asians, like when I lived in Korea, the Chinese were more concerned about having a lighter complexion versus the Koreans. And so if you had a lighter complexion, you were seen as more beautiful. Some would even equate that to having more money because I guess you can purchase the products to, take care of your skin or lighten your skin. But you see it even among Hispanics, Puerto Ricans and Mexicans. It's something that is in almost every culture. The idea of having lighter skin is seen as being more beautiful.
Absolutely. And also it's even fast forwarding to today's time. So let's talk about one of the headlines that has kind of been going a little crazy over the past week that has everybody talking about the topic of colorism. So Mr. Tory Lanez, who is a rapper,
right,
Tory Lanez posted on Instagram that he had to stop one of the directors on his music video set because the director there was a dark-skinned girl video. She was actually, I guess, the head girl in the video with Tory Lanez. And then the director removed her and brought in a lighter-skinned girl.
Wow.
And so you can see physically Tory Lanez in the video that he posted is like, cut, no, stop. And so he said that he addressed it. And he said, no, bring back the dark-skinned girl. Don't take the dark-skinned girl out. Give her some time to, airtime, so to speak.
Right.
And even the young lady, the lighter skinned lady, I think she's mixed because she has an accent as well. She posted a video on YouTube and she spoke out about it. And she said what Tory Lanez is saying is true. It's something that needs to be addressed. She said that the director said, we need a light skinned girl. We need you to hit on. It's absolutely
In
just
2019, we're still dealing with this, and really it's discrimination. I mean, really, when you look at it,
it,
and just imagine the dark skinned girl, how she felt now, and she may have been the better dancer,
mhm.
she may have been the better performer, but simply because she was darker, and had a darker skin tone, was asked to be removed and bring someone in with a lighter complexion. It's
Right.
absolutely ridiculous. It's crazy.
And there's a stigma around being dark skinned. I don't know if
Yes.
people think if you're dark skinned, you're dirty. If you're dark skinned, you're mean. If you're dark skinned, you're a criminal. I'm not really sure where that came from, to be exact, but I know that there's a mix and mingle with racism where, that situation has come from. And so there is this thing, like you said once before, that if you're dark skinned, you're looked at as not as nice looking as a lighter skinned person, or whatever the case. I know that in
Right.
my life, I've had instances where I've actually been backhanded complimented, where someone
Wow.
was like, "Oh, you're beautiful to be dark skinned."
See, and that's the foolishness I hate. Oh, you beautiful for a black girl.
Oh
What
God.
does that even mean?
What
No,
does
I'm just beautiful, period.
Like, why do you have to say that? Just like,
Right.
a heavy set girl, or a fat girl. And pardon me for saying fat girl. I know some people are offended by that term, but maybe I should say if you're plus size or full figured. For those of you that are not comfortable with the word fat,
Right.
it's just kind of like the same thing goes when someone says to a plus size girl, "Oh, you're cute to be plus sized."
Right.
Like, why
Poor
can't
big girl.
right for big? Like, why can't you be
Why can't I just be cute?
right?
Or they'll say another backhanded comment. Oh, you have such a beautiful face.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
You get
I
that,
got you.
and it's just, we are conditioned with, I have to say this, some of us are still conditioned with the slave mentality.
Yeah.
And the
I
slave
agree.
mentality basically is whenever we are still thinking along the lines, and let's talk about this as well. Okay. I want to go there.
Let's
Men.
go there.
There are men that have preference,
Mm-hmm.
and then there are men that simply says, "I won't date a black woman," and they're black themselves. Okay?
Right. Come from a black mama.
Right. Let's talk about a black man. Okay. And so it's okay to have a preference. I think that all of us have some form of preference, whether you like a tall man or a short man, or you like a
Right.
man that is broad and husky, or you like a thin man. Those
Right.
are considered preferences. But your preference should never be based on, "I'm not going to date black women, period, because it's
Because
why."
you're black.
Right, because they're black. And you're putting them under an umbrella of them being a certain way because they're black. Like, for example, the term angry black woman.
Yes.
I know some
Or
Puerto
that we don't
Rico,
submit.
yes. I know some Puerto Rico women who are angry. And I know,
Right.
it's anybody can be angry in whatever culture.
Yeah. If you make me angry, I'm going to be angry, sir. That's just how that
Respond.
goes.
You're going to respond. And so there is a lot that goes into this in the music industry. Going back to Tory Lanez, this is something that's very prevalent. If
It
you
is.
look at the videos, what do you see in the videos?
It's always a chick who's mixed or who is Hispanic. If she is black, she's a lighter complexion. Because I remember growing up and watching music videos, and that's pretty much all you saw.
That's
You
it.
didn't
And
really
that's
see many dark skinned women as the leading role. They may have been in the video, but they weren't the leading girl.
right.
And really, it's really up to us as a people to take a stand like Tori did. Why can't she be in this video? I want her in this video. It starts within our own community. When we start respecting each other, then other races will respect us as well. But it has to start with us. That's the problem.
We've got to tear down these barriers that we put amongst ourselves, because we have little girls that we're raising, we have little boys that we're raising, and these children are growing up. I remember when I was growing up and I was younger, there was a joke made about me. I was bullied, and some of you that are listening may remember this, because if you went to school with me, they would say, "Don't step on the lines. If you step on the lines, you go with black belt Temeka. You go with black belt Temeka." No, nobody want to go with black belt Temeka. And they put that together because I was a black kid who was taking karate. And then also too, that was their way of bullying me and calling me dark skin or too black. I had one young man,
Wow.
I won't call his name because I know that he's still out there.
We don't want Jason to come for you, sir. We're going to protect you.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this one young man told me, "You're already nerdy. Why is your pants all jacked up and then you black?" So
That's horrible.
He told me that in middle school. Yeah, that was his way of trying to give me advice of getting a boyfriend. I'm in the 7th grade. Who cares?
Right.
But that was what he said. And I remembered it. And so when I became an adult and got older and I saw him again and I visited my hometown, I saw him, he was like, "Oh, what you doing now?" And this and the other. I literally said, "Isn't that interesting? You're interested in me." Like, he
You know what? I would have played him like I didn't know him, Mika. I was like, "Who are you? Who?" Don't recall.
I probably would have, but my mom said, children say stupid stuff when they're young and stuff.
That's true.
But hey, we were in the 7th grade and he was actually older than me. And so at some point in time, you do know better.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not going to chalk it up to you. I mean, we learn and we grow and we mature and our mindset changes. I get it. But, he targeted me a lot because that wasn't the first time he said something like that to me. He bullied me. But anyways, that was his loss. And, I, as a dark-skinned girl growing up, also, I don't know what it was, but it was the lighter-skinned guys and the mixed guys and the white guys or Indian guys from where I come from. There's a lot of Native Americans that was attracted to me, but the black boys, they didn't seem to be attracted to me. So, sometimes our experience can cause us to have different preferences. But true. I never said I'm not going to date a black man. I never said that. And I don't think it's fair.
Seem to be attracted to you were not black men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that changed, and that can also change once again who you're attracted to based off of who's attracted to you. You embrace who embraces you.
That's exactly it. And, and I get it. But one thing you don't have to do is, in order to impose what you like and what you don't like, is not to bring a whole race of people down.
Right. Exactly.
What about the dark-skinned men who want to go outside their race or date or lighter skinned women, and the child that they have comes out dark skinned? What are you going to tell your baby?
Here's another thing. Some people have even made comments to say, I want my babies to have good hair. I want my mixed babies are beautiful. Now, yes, they are. And this is not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about those who intentionally make it a point to say, I only want mixed children. Mm-hmm. Or I only want lighter complexion children. That is a problem when you yourself are black. Mm-hmm. That's a self-hate that you're not even acknowledging within yourself. That's that right. You don't even want a child that looks like you. That's self-hate.
Right. It's real. And you know what? I have family members who have literally, like, when babies are born, the first thing they do to want to see if the baby's hair is curly or if it's slick. Or wow. They also want to look at the fingernail beds of the baby and the ears because they want to see how dark the baby's going. Like I have family members that were like basically anticipating having a lighter skinned baby.
Oh my word.
I kid you not. And it's terrible. And I feel like, there is a part of you that really, really don't love yourself, don't That's like true. Yourself. You haven't even learned to love yourself or like yourself. Because when you have a disdain for, like you said, the baby coming out looking like you or being like you, what about the comments that I get? People literally have said to me, Erica, they have said, "Ooh, y'all gonna have a beautiful baby." And I go, "Oh, thank you so much," because I'm like,
you're beautiful.
Because I'm beautiful, Right. But then it goes, "Oh, baby, come out looking like your husband and have your husband's hair."
Lord.
Erica, I mean, I know you can see my face right now, but I know everybody else can't see my face right now. The look that I give people, I just think it's the most ignorant thing ever. It's the same thing about nappy hair. Why are you afraid to have nappy hair? If God gave it to you, why can't you love it?
And when we were growing up, that was like this whole thing. Like if you didn't have your hair straight and if it wasn't straight, you were not considered beautiful. You were considered unkept. Mm-hmm. Your mama didn't care about you. Mm-hmm. Nobody was combing your head. But now, thank God, you know, the natural hair is embraced more, and there are different products you can put on your hair and things like that. But back in the day, oh my gosh, it was like the worst thing ever to have natural hair.
We've adapted the European feature love. And if it's, you know, if it's lighter skin or if it is straight and silky, then it's beautiful.
Right.
Why?
It's almost like white is right type of, you know, deal.
You got it. I like how you said that term, because why don't we embrace who God made us to be?
Right.
What can we do to change that? You know, we act like we are cursed people. And hey, listen, we can actually look at the other nationalities and think, well, maybe y'all are the cursed ones.
Okay.
Period. Okay.
Exactly. But you know what? It's going to start in the home. I think it's all about how parents are raising their children. Like for me, I'm raising my daughter to love herself, really to love every race. Because I don't even want to just raise her to only like her race, because once again, that's still not correct. Love everybody.
Absolutely.
And whoever she chooses to marry, it's not going to be based off of their skin tone. It'll be based off of who that person is. And that's how we should be raising our children.
That's how you should be raising. And you know what? Yes. When children are babies and they're little children don't even sense that. You will see.
They're so pure.
There are little different nationalities of little children, babies. They play and they just look at each other in the sweetest little thing, you know. And it just made me think when you were saying earlier, and you were saying that you hadn't really necessarily remember experience it, but you've seen it. Cash Doll, who was another rapper, beautiful dark skinned girl.
She is gorgeous.
She said she had never experienced, you know, colorism. And she's in an industry where colorism is very prevalent.
Right.
So everybody was kind of like, really, Cash Doll? Are you like out here in these streets lying to the people? Like, really? And so she kept saying, you know, colorism doesn't exist. And I mean, she was just basically.
Now, that was an ignorant comment.
It was. She was dismissing.
Because you have not experienced it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Thank you. And so, girl, lo and behold, this week, that's why I say colorism has been a super duper topic for the week. This week, girl, she legitly tweeted and said, okay, so I once said that I had not experienced colorism, but now I have to retract that statement because I am working with a gentleman who will not release a beat. She needed a beat for a song. He won't release the beat unless I get a light-skinned woman on the beat with me, or a white.
What?
Yeah, so it has to be somebody else on the song besides her. And so she was like, what is going on? Like, how is this
in 2019?
Yes. And it made me think about the episode that I saw on Love and Hip Hop Miami, probably last year or something. And there's a girl by the name of Amara La Negra.
Yes. Beautiful.
She's gorgeous. She's Dominican. And she's a dark skinned Dominican. Actually, if you look at her head straight on, you wouldn't see the any distinct features of being Latina.
Right, exactly.
She wears this afro, and her hair is afro texture. And so because she wears her hair this afro texture, people look at her and like, you're not Latina. You know, ignorant. And so she was working with a producer on the show, and the producer basically told her that she needed to get rid of the hair, to identify herself as Afro-Latina. And he basically was saying, you know, in order to be a star like Beyonce, he referenced Beyonce. You need to do this, you need to be like this, you need to be like Beyonce. And it was just really ridiculous. And so everybody went in on this producer. They went off and, oh, you know, you're wrong, and this and that and the other.
Right.
But then guess what? Mr. Matthew Knowles, which is Beyonce's dad, chimed in and wrote a book. And in that book, he says that Beyonce would not be as successful today if she was not Creole or light-skinned.
Oop, the daddy said it.
Her daddy said it. And so people want to argue and say, no, she has the talent. She's talented.
No. Now, I love Beyonce. Okay. I don't stand for her. Like, I'm not like, ooh, but I do like her as a performer. Right. I think she is the best at what she does as far as performance. But as far as vocal range, I would not say that she is the best. And so for people to say, oh, her talent would get, no, it's not. It's not her voice. It is her look, number one, and then the fact that she's a performer.
Okay, and Disclaimer to the Beehive: don't come for us. Don't
come for us, y'all.
Because you have to tell those beehivers, because those beehivers be trying to like come and buzz all on your social media and put all those bees, honey. Okay, so let me tell you something. Don't get yourself all bent out of shape. Okay, people have opinion, and what you have to realize is everybody don't bow down to Miss Beyonce. Okay, she's a great performer, but everybody don't bow down to her. Everybody don't stand for her like y'all do. Okay, so give people the opportunity, a difference in opinion to speak, beehivers. Okay, I had to put that disclaimer out there. But what I wanted to also say is that, in my opinion, if Beyonce was darker skinned, I think that I do think she would be successful because of her talent, but I don't think she would be a superstar like she is today.
Right.
Because this is
like
what
mainstream can go anywhere.
Absolutely. This is where people get it wrong. And I actually had this conversation with my husband as well. Some people think, oh, you're being overlooked because you're not talented enough, or step your game up. They can't overlook you if you're the bomb at this and that, you the bomb at that, and you do that. Well, guess what? It's not fair for you to say that. Right. Because there are some lighter skin tone people that don't have to work twice as hard as a dark skin person.
Right.
And they can get it wrong.
This is reality, guys.
Listen, it's not fair to say I have to work hard and be this person and do this and do that. And the other person, all they have to do is have a look or have
it's not right.
And they can get it. They can get a role. They can get more money. They can get no, that's not fair.
You said it right. A role. Look at all the actresses that we have, and just look at the people that get parts. Just recently we started seeing darker complected women getting leading roles in movies and things like that. But before you barely saw that.
You barely saw
that.
And, and I think that people want us to hush about it. They don't want us to talk about it, and I appreciate Matthew Knowles for coming out.
His honesty, right.
He said even behind the scenes, there were times when people said, no, Beyonce has to be the lead this, she has to lead that. And people can argue and say, well, she is the better performer or the better singer of the group or whatever. Well, the point being is that she mainly was used as a marketing tool because of her look,
Yes, she was.
My husband says this too. He says that sometimes it's the market in which people are trying to get a universal pitch or universal sell. And I get that. But you're stepping on the toes and the souls of human beings simply because you're trying to win the world. What does it profit the man to gain the whole world and and lose his soul?
Right.
You are stepping on souls of people because of their skin tone, something that they cannot help, something that God gave them. What can you do other than go bleaching? Who's going to do that? Bleaching is not always
harmful. Yes, cancer, all type of things can happen with bleaching. And we were getting back to Beyonce. When she first came out, she was more so. Remember, she wore a lot of the blonde hair, and it was straight, and she was already fair anyway, but she was appealing to those that were in Europe and other different countries. That's how she was able to go so mainstream. After she became so well known, we now see her rocking the Afro puffs, and you see Blue walking around her Afro puffs. She was able to now be more about her culture and appeal more to her culture, since she had now made this big name for herself. It's almost like she's like, you know what? I made it this big. I can do what I want to do now, almost type.
That's right. Because she has a certain level of success now that she has a lot more power. And I do appreciate her for stepping out and representing, our culture. Even with the band thing she was doing here with the HBCUs and nature, she was really, really fighting for the culture. And I'm grateful that she has done that. But you also have to be real honest and say that a lot of things that you were afforded, Beyonce, was simply because of your look. Somebody shaking their head right now. Listen to this. It's her talent. It's her talent. No, sweetie, you're saying that, and you're denying that colorism exists by you saying that it's just her talent. And no, you are denying that colorism exists, and it's not true. Colorism does exist. I work in tech.
Certainly does.
I work in tech. Okay. And it's very rare for you to see a Black woman working in certain avenues of tech, and specific in engineering and information technology. Okay. the discrimination of dark skin tone women is real. I'm telling you, I've seen it. I mean, I've seen it amongst even our own people. I saw a situation. I'm not trying to go into details because I don't want nobody to know who I'm talking about. I saw the Mean Girls, aka at this. Now, this is just this reference, okay? I'm not saying because you're light skinned you're mean, okay? Please hear me. But in this particular certain situations, the lighter skinned girls and the Latin girls all got together and they sat together and they worked together and performed together and pulled together. And then there was the darker skinned girls.
Wow.
In
separated.
The workplace. Completely separated.
In our own community.
Our
own community.
Now, should we have been banding together because we're
right?
Tech, period.
And not even just about race, because because we're just women.
Should have been banding together. And girl, guess what? I started declining all the event invitations. I don't want to go. Y'all not gonna get me sitting at the table, sitting over here. Look, I'm dark skinned. Y'all, no, I'm not playing.
Absolutely crazy. So
they was looking at me side eye like, why did you come over to lunch and learn? I'm not sitting at your table looking crazy. No.
Right. Absolutely crazy.
Okay. I love me. And though I may wear
that's right.
And slap on a wig and some straight hair, I still can rock my natural hair. That's just, that's just the ability of having choices. And I can appreciate just being able to have choices. But what about our skin tone? We don't have a choice.
No, you don't.
With our skin tone. We can't take it. I can't take it off and put it back on. So why not let's start just banding together and loving ourselves and teaching our little ones what is so we can actually get this thing at the root, pull it down, and for years to come, our children, our babies don't have to deal with this because it will be based on your talent. It will be based, you know what I'm saying, on how much you put in that you get out. And
and see, that's that tea that everyone needs to catch. It all starts at home. Okay. And when you start to, especially with our new generation coming up now, when you start to embed in your child to love themselves, love the skin they're in, love others for who they are and not their skin tone, we're going to raise some beautiful human beings. Okay. It starts at home.
Amen. And let's teach our children, let's teach ourselves. First of all, it's got to start with you so that you can even pass it down. Listen.
Yes.
I want to say this also. Lighter skin people, don't take down because you're lighter skin, lighter tone. Love yourself as well.
Right. Exactly.
But what you don't do is just get out of the mindset that you're better. Privileged, right? And don't think that light skin privilege doesn't exist. It does.
Yes.
There are just certain things because you are lighter skin tone. Don't lie to yourselves. It actually happened. And just like Erica said earlier in the show, just because it has not happened to you does not mean it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
You can't take other people's experiences away. And
right. Exactly.
Experience it, whether they're in their celebrity or just a regular person. It's real.
Exactly.
So that is our discussion.
Yes, we had such a wonderful discussion. Listen, these conversations, these type of topics, they need to be had. And you're always going to get that from ClassEandTee because you all know we spill that purposeful tea in a classy way.
In a classy way. Listen, can you say that again? Because we spill.
Yes. Listen, ClassEandTee, where we spill that purposeful tea in a classy way.
Ow.
Okay, so we coming.
Exactly. And this is the tea.
Is something that, because tea does not always have to be gossip.
That's it.
We bring tea that you can sip on. That's going to help you be a better woman.
Come on.
It's going to help you be a better mother, help you be a better friend and a better sister. Okay.
Absolutely.
Even for you men out there saying better fathers, better sons. Listen, we bring this tea that's going to elevate you to the next level where you need to be.
Exactly. And listen, don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. We are on BuzzSprout. We are on Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud.
Listen, catch us anywhere.
Exactly. And we're going to be on other platforms as well. But one thing that I am so happy about is our YouTube channel, honey. It is growing so fast.
Yes.
Did you expect
they show us so much love on YouTube.
Oh my goodness. I don't think we expected that for our videos to get so many views. The very first video that we uploaded was like,
right.
we just want to say thank y'all for all of our supporters, all of you that literally comment in the comments about our video, about our shows, and you listen and you tune in on a weekly basis. I just want to give a big shout out to you all. All right. Anything else that you have to say before we end this show, Erica?
No, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. You can catch us next week on the Classy and Tea show.
No. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Number one means you're always on top.